Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I call to order the Wickliffe City Council meeting of January 27, 2025. Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Here.
Gerhardson.
Excuse.
Jaworski.
Here.
Koski. Here. Levon.
Here.
Solota.
Excuse.
Thielman.
Here.
Approval of council minutes. Councilman Bella?
You make a motion to approve the council minutes of January 13, 2025.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Bella, seconded by Councilwoman Koski, that the council meeting minutes of January 13, 2025 be approved as presented. Discussion? Councilman Thielman?
Do we have to allow Maria?
Well, she's not here.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
So it's not. Any further discussion on the motion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Koski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Okay, reports and communications from the Mayor, Safety Director.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Just would like to ask Council President Levon to call a meeting of the Finance Committee to discuss the 2025 budget. You will find the packets in front of you for review. Included with the revenue and expenditures are the account explanations from most departments. Know that a great deal of effort went into the preparation of this document, and we look forward to working with Council to finalize this year's budget. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the Mayor, Safety Director? Thank you, Mayor. Reports and communications from the Director of Law.
Nothing to report, Council President.
Any questions or comments for the Law Director? Thank you, Jeremy. Communications from the Council President. I have none. Are there any amendments or additions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to the administrators. Police Chief Bush.
Thank you, Council President Levon. I have nothing further to add to my report.
Any questions or comments for the Police Chief? Thank you, Chief. Fire Chief Grossman.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing to add to my report.
Any questions or comments for the Fire Chief? Councilman Jaworski.
Chief, we did get a text message that there was a fire over on, I believe it was Ridge Road last week. Did all the occupants of that residence get out safely?
Yeah, the resident actually noticed an odor in their home and went outside to kind of look at it, investigate, and saw some smoke coming out of the attic. Called 911. They were both able to get out safely on their own. We arrived and put the fire out relatively quickly. It was in the area of the furnace going to the chimney. A couple different possible causes, obviously with the weather. Furnaces and everything are working a little extra hard. But we weren't able to determine an exact cause, but we worked with the Red Cross and were able to get them temporary shelter that night and get them hooked up with a cleanup company, and insurance contacted, and they were in good shape, and thankfully it was mostly located in the garage area of the attic, and that damage to the main house was limited. So,
Thank you, Chief.
mm-hmm.
Any further questions or comments for the Fire Chief? Thank you, Chief. Finance Director Hunter.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing to add to my report.
Any questions or comments for the Finance Director? Thank you, Ms. Hunter. Engineer Formica.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing to add to my report.
Any questions or comments for the City Engineer? Councilman Bella.
Greenridge.
They're dredging. They're going at it. Dave and I have been monitoring it. Met the contractor out there on Friday. They're about, I'd say, a third of the way done as of Friday. They're able to get a machine down into the middle of the pond to be able to reach across to the number 8 T side now and be able to start mucking that out.
What was the depth we wanted, 10 feet at least? Or?
Yes, at least.
Right.
They're down there. They're hitting solid ground at about 10, 11 feet. They're hitting, you can see the clay that they're starting to pull up, so, yeah.
Any further questions or comments for the City Engineer? Councilman Jaworski.
Pete, were you ever able to get us a number for that or additional budget number for that additional road that you emailed us about?
Yes, I thought I had all the numbers in that email to do Parkwood Drive?
Yes.
Yes, that is all, I believe it's in my report as well. But the email that I sent had the final number, the estimated numbers, and the total grant amount was $500,000. And we had requested 520, I believe. So the extra 20,000, they're gonna give us in interest-free loan money. So, we also talked and confirmed that with the Lake County Water Department, because they're a partner in this, and they were all for it. So out of all of council's responses and Lake County Water, we gave them, and talked to the mayor afterward, we got the thumbs up to go ahead and submit our final application. We'll be getting that money in July of this year.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments for the city engineer? Thank you, Pete. Service Director Kravchuk.
Thank you, Council President Levon. I have nothing to add to my report.
Any questions or comments for the Service Director? Thank you, Dave. Building Commissioner Sack.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I'd just like to recognize my staff, Dino and Patty. They do a great job for the city. They get the permits out the same day to get all the revenue in and do all the inspections in one day, and just do a great job, and I just wanted to recognize them.
Any questions or comments for the Building Commissioner? Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Recreation Director Stop.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Just one quick comment. I'd like to thank everyone who supported our Winterfest a couple Saturdays ago. Went really well. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Councilman Jaworski.
Tim, about how many were in attendance that day?
I think we had 116 raffle tickets that were given out, so somewhere in that neighborhood. I think they all came at one time. It's kind of crowded, but no, it was good.
Any further questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Councilwoman Kowski.
It was nice that the Lake Metro Parks was there
Yes.
as always, and they said they had a very good day with people coming and snowshoeing.
Yes.
They were actually able to go out. They had snowshoes for little kids
Yeah.
and adults, and it seemed to go really well for them. So that was nice that they were able to attend as always.
They were happy with the participation. They said that's the most they've had, so they were happy with that.
Any further questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Mary, you want to say
No,
something?
I just want to say, and also, was it a record number of?
Chili entries, we had 14, yeah.
That's right. It was awesome, yeah.
Anything else for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Tim. I'll now open the floor for audience participation. If anyone would like to address the Wickliffe City Council, please stand and state your name for the clerk's record. Since these meetings are recorded, she does have a microphone that needs to be used so the audience can hear on the YouTube channel. Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council? Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council? If not, I'll mark audience participation closed. Committee reports. The Committee of the Whole met at 7:03 p.m. on January 21st, 2025 to discuss Ordinance 2025-02. Present Bella, Jaworski, Kowski, Levon, Thielman, Saloto, excused, Gerhard Stein. Also present, Law Director Iusu, Mayor Sakis, Police Chief Bush, Engineer Formica, Service Director Kravchuk, Finance Director Hunter, Recreation Director Stop, and Fire Chief Grossman. Ordinance 2025-02 is an ordinance regarding a highway maintenance and operation easement between the city and 28825 Euclid Avenue LLC that would have the city perform snow and ice removal on the driveway on that property. Mayor Sakis notified the committee that there are multiple businesses on that property and that this would be good for the city to be more business friendly. Councilwoman Kowski is not a fan of this agreement. She stated her street wasn't plowed by 11 a.m. following the last snowstorm. She doesn't want residents' streets to be after driveways for businesses. She would have to be convinced that that would not happen. Councilwoman Saloto doesn't think that easement would be taken care of before resident streets, and she has no issues with the agreement. Councilman Bella has no problem with it either. He thinks we spend spread too much salt on non-main streets already. He asked if we would have to take care of the sewers on that road as well. Engineer Formica advised that we would only be removing snow and applying salt, and that the sewers would not be our responsibility. Koski stated that the driveway was long, potentially longer than Craney Road. She reiterated that residents need to be prioritized first. Sakis reminded the committee that the big snowfall that we had in December was before third shift started. The service department is doing well in clearing the roads. Councilman Jaworski asked if we were doing anything like this for any other businesses. The mayor replied that he didn't think so. He compared this potential agreement to the True Line TIF Council passed years back. Councilman Thielman asked if we plow through the yeshiva property. Service Director Kravchuk stated that we did not. Thielman followed up by asking how the driveway was treated in the past. No one was sure of that answer. Thielman asked if they had plans to pave the driveway and parking lot. Sakis advised that they had told him that they would be improving both the driveway and parking lot in the near future. Thielman asked if they were looking for this to be a dedicated street. Sakis said that that was not in their interest. Councilman Jaworski asked Formica who built that street. Formica replied that it was done privately by a developer. Bella believes that this agreement shows the city's dedication to new businesses. Formica advised the committee that they are investing millions of dollars into the OLA property. Council President Levon expressed his only concern is the precedent this might set. Jaworski agreed that was a good point. The administration doesn't believe that there are many other businesses that would need this type of agreement. Thielman agreed that the precedent could be an issue, but he feels it would be okay if we tie this agreement to the economic development going on in that area. He stated that we should modify the ordinance to express that. The committee agreed and recommends the law director modify the easement agreement to state snow and ice removal instead of all necessary work, and remove the term maintenance from the agreement. The law director should add a whereas section to ordinance 2025-02 stating that the easement agreement is in conjunction with the economic development on that property. This item is reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 7:23 p.m. Respectfully submitted. Councilwoman Koski.
Safety Committee met on January 21st, 2025. The meeting was called to order at 7:24 p.m. The purpose was police and fire capital improvements. Present: Jaworski, Koski, Levon, Saloto, Thielman, excused Gerhardstein. Also present, Chief Bush, Chief Grossman, Service Director Kravchuk, Recreation Director Stott, Mayor Sakis, Law Director Iosu, and Finance Director Hunter. Police Department capital requests. Police Chief Bush provided a folder for all of council that contained the quotes for all of his requests. The chief originally was asking for 3 new cars, but will now replace an engine to save money. The vehicle getting the new engine is also larger than the others, and this will extend its life by 3 or 4 years. Service Director Kravchuk said if the replacement is done in-house, the savings would be approximately $5,000 compared to having the dealership do the work. Ed questioned the quotes, and the chief said that the equipment is not compatible with the new vehicle, so we would need new equipment. Originally, he was asking for $141,000, but replacing an engine would bring down the request to $108,000, plus $36,000 for equipment and installation. The police building needs a generator to cover the entire building. The current generator only covers half of the building. There were 4 quotes for this project. The mayor says the cost would be broken into 2 payments. Matt asked if the concrete base could be done in-house for the generator. The chief said yes, the existing pad could be used and just add to it. The recommended bid for the generator is $66,530. The chief is also requesting the replacement of the current 10-year-old Glock pistols. Matt inquired as to why we would need 2 different models. The chief said they are of different sizes. There is also a request for red dot sights for these guns. The current 49 guns would be traded in at Atwell's, and we would receive $250 for each of them. Using that and the current credit at Atwell's would bring the cost down for these guns to $18,423. Ed asked how much money is in the trust fund and if that money could be used to purchase the pistols instead of using the general fund. The chief said he would look into it. Chief Bush is also requesting fencing for the police station that would be installed in 3 phases with a cost of $14,000 for the first phase. The jail booking room cabinetry is original and is falling apart and needs to be replaced. This cabinetry runs along the entire wall. The cost for this would be $10,000. There's also a request for new AEDs for both the jail and patrol vehicles. The cost for these would be $7,490. The remaining monies requested are for general equipment needs. Fire department capital requests. Chief Grossman's first request is for 4 sets of firefighting gear at $3,400 a set. There are NFPA requirements that gear is not older than 10 years old. The chief's second request is for individual dorm rooms to be created in the current sleeping quarters. The city would be performing the demolition and prep work to save money. CT recommends that the sprinkler system be extended and an upgrade to fire-rated doors. There's a NOPEC grant for lighting. Matt asked about HVAC, and the chief responded that it is appropriate, but will need to adjust the location of the openings. Jim asked about locker rooms and was told by the chief that there are 2 locker rooms, male and female. Matt asked Finance Director Hunter at what amount are we required to go out to public bid, and she said she would check but believes it is $50,000. The largest item requested by the fire department is to replace our current 1999 KME ladder truck. Chief Grossman said it is still passing its tests, but would like to start the process to replace it. It was used for 5 hours during the mulch fire. It has also been out of service at other times when it could have been used. There's currently $260,000 set aside for future apparatus. When doing vehicle forecasting, this is the most expensive. We currently have a 75-foot truck, but we will be requesting a 70-foot aerial bucket truck for between $1.8 and $2 million. The chief has applied for a grant where he has had to show that we have tall buildings, Prosper is 4 stories, for example, and railroad crossings. Matt inquired about purchasing a used truck, but the chief said we'd be inheriting someone else's problems. Paynesville did it, and they had a disaster. The chief said, our current truck, the city had to take the manufacturer to court because an axle blew out when we first got it. There was only 7 of these trucks made, and we have the second one produced, and it's the only one that still remains in operation. Tom wanted to know about financing. The chief said there is a discount if you pay at signing, and he will look into leasing options. It will take 3 years to receive a new truck from the date of order. Matt wanted to know if businesses benefit from an insurance discount if the city has a ladder truck, for which the chief said yes. All recommended out of committee, and it was recommended to the finance committee for set aside for the ladder truck. Meeting adjourned at 8:19.
The Service and Special Equipment Committee met on January 21st at 8:20 p.m. Present, Saloto, Bala, Thielman, Koski, Jaworski, Levon. Also present, Law Director Iusu, Mayor Sakis, Police Chief Bush, Service Director Kravchak, Finance Director Hunter, Recreation Director Stop, and Fire Chief Grossman. Service Director Kravchak presented the following request for the Service Department. Replacement of a 2004 4-ton asphalt hotbox trailer at a price of $46,000. The current hotbox is no longer remaining heated. Replacement of a 2009 Hustler lawnmower and with a bagger at a price of $18,500. The current mower has lost its integrity. Hydraulic jackhammer attachment for a mini excavator at a price of $10,300. A new jackhammer is needed, and this will allow for a one-piece model. So the total for the service department is $74,800. For the building and ground repair requests, the police lobby, structural repairs, and handicap accessible entrance at a price of $47,000, with $21,500 available from NOPEC funds. So the net city cost for repair of $25,500. Handicap access to the cemetery, phase 1 completed in 2024. Further funding may be available through CDBG grants. We will wait until those ones become available to get estimates for completion of this project. That portion was $100,300 for total service department requests. Questions? Mr. Councilman Jaworski asked about the use of the mower. Director Kravchak clarified that the mower is used primarily for the parks. Councilman Jaworski also asked about the size of the asphalt hotbox. Service Director Kravchuk confirmed that it would be sufficient for their needs. Councilman Thielman inquired about why the police station repairs were coming from the service department budget. Chief Grossman and Finance Director Hunter confirmed that such building repair expenses can come from any department's budget. Councilman Thielman also asked about the vehicle number 9, a truck replacement. Service Director Kravchuk stated that the replacement could be delayed for another year. Meeting was adjourned at 8:35, respectfully submitted by Councilwoman Saloto. Councilman Bala.
Parks and Property Committee met Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, to discuss recreation and capital improvements. In attendance, Levon, Jaworski, Koski, Salato, Thielman, Balastop, Kravchuk, Bush, Grossman, Sack, Hunter, Iosu, and Mayor Sakis. The discussion of each park where sports are played or any activity should AEDs be accessible year-round. The estimated cost would be $2,500 per unit, totaling $17,500. We are waiting on more clarification from the law director as to which parks should or should not have AEDs. Pickleball courts were also discussed in the committee meeting and would cost approximately $5,000. This should cover the cost of adding 2 more courts at Gindra. The service department will paint and construct the courts. This will eliminate 1 tennis court. Both these items were reported out of committee and into the Finance Committee. Adjourned at 8:48, respectively submitted. Jim Bell.
Per the Mayor and Finance Director's request, we will add the 2025 proposed budget to the Finance Committee and call for a meeting for Monday, February 3rd at 7 p.m. Any commission reports? Seeing no old business or new business, we'll move on to ordinances.
Ordinance number 2025-01 amended, an ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as part of the various component codes of the codified ordinances of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, second by Councilman Bell, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2025-01 amended on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, second by Councilman Bella, to adopt ordinance 2025-01 amended as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2025-03, an ordinance providing appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio for the period beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending March 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, second by Councilman Bala, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2025-03 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Bala, to adopt ordinance 2025-03 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes. Resolutions.
Resolution number 2025-01, a resolution authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council 2025 Energized Community Grants Funds and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Bala, to suspend the rules of council and place resolution 2025-01 on third and final reading. Discussion? Councilman Bala.
Quick question. I don't know if we have the answer to this, but if we were in OPEC City, we wouldn't be getting these grants, right? No. All right, that's all.
Any further discussion on the suspension? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella. Excuse me, Bella.
Yes, again.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilwoman Kosky to adopt Resolution 2025-01 on as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Other legislation? Miscellaneous? Now entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Ballard to adjourn the meeting. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Leah found out there's gonna be stations.
When?
She graduates.
Where at? Hawaii?
Little chilly.
Alaska? Juneau?
You said-
I just